country, the activists, the civil rights, the struggling parents, the families, the teachers, the students that are realizing that a system built to divide, impoverish, and destroy us cannot stand if we do it. All right? It's kind of basic mathematics.
If you hear me, could you feel me, would you free me? Wonder if I made a difference or made a difference. Bump that, we are the difference. We ain't got no code to decipher. Brother, I would never call you trife. You my brother, though they knife and fork our meals, then cop the silly feels. Yep, it's slimy, kinda grimy, miscalculated the timing. But you can plagiarize something in disguise and think we have no eyes to see something real as we. This is seriously who we be. See, this here is true indeed, the real deal, thoroughbred, like collard greens and cornbread. Can't recite what's never said, purpose keeps us fed. Real man, this is grand A, hope fed. But still, you are my brother, above you there's no other. Blood or something other, more like what the blood covers. Man, no matter what they say, we good over this way. This is positivity in the making, helping brothers to break through. Without breaking, without breaking, without breaking, without breaking. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday, so you know what that means.
Brother Empowerment Day.
Yeah, so if this is your first time watching, Brother Empowerment is not one of those bashing shows, but it is an opportunity for us to engage in healthy dialogue in hoping that something that we will say will help our brothers and their families to break through without breaking. Before we get into our special guest, bro, how was your week?
This week
I started today.
This week has been pretty eventful, man. Yesterday I was on the news.
Yeah,
so that was pretty dope. And I definitely have to shout out Kerwin, aka Superman. He threw me another alley-oop. He just literally called me and said, "Hey, look, can you do this? You want to do this interview?" And it was about the disparities in traffic stops. You know, aka the phenomenon known as driving while black. So I got a chance to do that interview. Her name is Samantha too, I believe. She actually came to my house and did an interview right in my driveway. So I didn't have to go anywhere. So it was pretty cool. But it's also it felt really fulfilling to be talking about something that one I had been through, but also something that plagues the community. So did that. Other than that, man, it's been a really focused and reflective week. I've been making sure I stick with my workouts and also been really on this finance kick saving, man. I've been cooking at home and all that stuff. So it's been
how much money you been saving?
I don't know because I haven't counted. I count the end of the month.
I'm totally going to ask you for $20. Regardless of what it is, I'm going to ask, can I get $20? And you can say no because you said some meaner things today.
Oh, wow. Anyways, so other than that,
ask me how my week.
No, we're gonna skip. But no, bro, how has your week been, man?
Today was horrible, man. Like, guys, have y'all ever had like somebody you thought was your friend and you find out they're not your friend? All they do is just say mean things to you today.
No.
Cordell was that friend today.
Wow.
Woke up this morning saying, Rashia. Talk to your beau. Because he just be acting up. But anyway, other than that, man, today was a good day because today is kind of like the second day I came out of this funk. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, I lost like 3 major family members and it kind of was messing with me a little bit. And then also yesterday was a damper because I had a healthcare client who went into crisis. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize how bad those things affected me until I was in the presence to a lot of cops. Whew, and it kind of got to me a little bit. And so it kind of got me in a different place because I think the whole time I was thinking like, do I want to die? I don't want to die like this. Yeah. And I don't want to die helping somebody. But fortunately enough, we were able to help the client. The cops who were there did an amazing job. So it wasn't anything there but it was me, and I had to kind of take some time to kind of regroup. So I took, tomorrow off to kind of think about it, because it was very dramatic for me. But other than that, man, a lot of great things. Had an opportunity to present for the Downtown Fuquay Verena Rotary Club. Had an opportunity to have some more meetings with NC 100. Teens Have a Voice too. So we've been doing great things. I'm so excited about the things that are going out there. Submitted a couple of grants. We finally got the stipend or the grant from Holly Springs. So those things are happening. A lot of things are happening. And guys, we're still trying to do we still want to develop our app. So we are still taking donations for the app. It's going to cost about $16 to $20K to get the app the way that we really want it to go. Those who have already donated, we thank you. Those who have not had a chance to yet, there's still an opportunity. You can do as little, literally, we have people that are subscribing, doing as little as $5 a month, or doing whatever they can do. Every amount helps, no matter how small you may feel it is. It all helps, and we thank you guys for that support. So now we're going to turn it over to our wonderful guests. Yay! Tell the people who you are, who you be, who you is.
Well, first of all, Jay and Cordell, thank you so much for having me. You guys are so much fun, and I'm just really excited to be here. Cordell, I'm glad that you've had an awesome week. And Jay, sounds like you've had a lot on your plate. Really sorry for all of your losses. It's a lot at once. I always say that it seems like the bad and the good, they happen all at once. I don't know why things work that way, but they seem to often. But if anyone can handle it all, you can. I know that for sure. Anyways, I am Samantha Thomas. Hey guys, nice to meet you all virtually. I am founder of Just Choose Love, which is a social movement that's designed to bring people together to discuss the importance of love in our societal systems. And Just Choose Love grew out of a business and leadership conference that I created in 2015 called the Love Summit. That's a business and leadership conference that brings together business leaders, government leaders, and civil society to once again discuss the importance of love in our societal systems and how love can be used in business and governance to move the needle forward on some of the most pressing issues that we face in society today. So what I'm really working to do around love is to bring light to the idea of love as a social ethic in a way that's really accessible for people from all sociocultural backgrounds, and in a way that is not spiritual or religious, but in a way that is talking about love as really an action and a verb versus anything else. I'm also a writer and a speaker. I'm currently working on a book related to everything that I just underlined, and then also connecting personal experiences and my personal experiences around love, going back to my childhood and different things that I experienced as in my adolescence that propelled me forward to want to research love and got me so interested in the topic. And that relates to things related to trauma, dysfunctional family dynamics, and things like that. So kind of getting into the psychology of love there. And I'm also marketing director for a lighting company. So I'm bringing light to the world, both literally and figuratively. And that's a little bit about me.
Wow. Well, I'm definitely proud of you. Congratulations on the promotion. I know we talked about that offline. So I'm glad that you got it. I'm glad that you are moving in that direction. Didn't know about the book, but I can't wait to get it.
It'll be a little while, but I can't wait for you to read it when it's done.
Yeah. Another thing is, guys, Samantha actually went through the love advocacy training.
She did.
The 8-week one. We haven't done the advanced one yet because we still got to figure out how we're going to deliver that content because it's a little bit different. And one of the things I like about Samantha's project is that a lot of times people think when you're doing similar things, you're doing the same thing, and it's not.
Right.
It's everybody's doing something totally different, but yet it's similar, and it all complements. And I remember when Samantha and I had a conversation about it, we were like, hold on, is this going to work? And it works perfectly because her whole thing is like, once you understand what love is, you exemplify it in so many ways. And that's what she's like, it's such an action.
Mm-hmm.
And the summit that she's doing and all of that, man, I am so proud of you. And one of the things that we did say, and we got to take a trip when the world opens up, because she's only in Nashville.
Okay.
So we got to take a trip, because we did say we were going to stay connected, and I promised her that. And so we're not. We're family now.
Mm-hmm.
So go on and highlight who we got on, bro.
Okay, so we have Chanel is on. What's up, Chanel?
Hey, Soror.
We got Sean in YouTube land. What's
Hey,
up,
bro.
Sean, man? We have She-Hulk, Rashida, a.k.a. Bay is on. Hey, what's going
Hey,
on?
Rashida.
We got Reese is in YouTube land, too. What's going on, Reese?
And she got her Love's Paper shirt on, too. Oh,
Hold it down for us. Thank you. So we got The Beard, a.k.a. Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. Fantastic Fermentations on. Who else we got? Let me see. We got Latasco. Hey, Latasco.
look, you always on the news, baby. Hope.
Hey, if it helps.
Is this your second or third time?
This is my second time. Yeah. Hey, if it helps, I'll keep. Hey, Kerwin's the one he might be a part owner of the news station at this point. He's always on the news. Let's see who else we got. We got Tam. What's going on?
Hey, Tam.
Talks with Tam. Hey. Oh, what's up? Deshaun
is back.
What's
hey,
going
bro.
on, bro. Hey, bro. When the world opens up, I'm out there.
We already talking about planning a trip coming out
Yeah,
there.
straight up, man. I'm out there when the world opens up, man. Or we're out there, I should say.
Yep, we coming.
So who else we got?
Unc is on.
What's up, Uncle? Uncle Marcus, the neighborhood uncle. So he's on.
Look at this. Talk to Ricky first, Rashida.
You don't even know what he's talking about.
Yes, trust me.
Oh, we got Meryl on. We got Meryl on. What's up, Meryl?
What's going on, Meryl?
We got my cousin Slap. What's good, cuz?
What's going on?
And we have Lenora from Lenora Pours.
Hey, Lenora. I'm out to call you back. Today was crazy. I need to call you because I miss my sister.
Word. We got E is on. What's up, E?
Hey,
man?
bro.
Let's see. We got Kid Jers on. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Man, shoot, man. I haven't seen him in a while.
He's why we fancy. Samantha, Meryl is another one that is great. I've made him my official type mentor, just because he's one of the few older, not old, but older ones who are not afraid to share the knowledge, literally share the wealth, share the information, and keep us moving forward in a positive direction. So I'm gonna definitely make sure that you guys meet as well, because there's so many different things that he's trying to do to bring about positive change. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Let's get into a few statistics. Researchers have found that at least 1 in 6 men have experienced sexual abuse or assault, whether in childhood or as adults. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. The men top 5 fears: body image, Cordell, money, height, other men, being inexperienced.
Those are pretty much spot on.
And according to Cordell, and this is true, my population, the percent of men aged 20 and over with obesity, 40.5. Men die by suicide 3.53 times more often than women. The peak age for death from suicide is actually 45 to 49, but men die by suicide 50 and above at the same rate as men under 45. Rape of males. The CDC study found that 1 in 71 men had been raped or suffered an attempt in their lifetime. Men receive 63% longer sentences on average than women do. Women are twice as likely to avoid incarceration if convicted. Whew. What are y'all thoughts?
Ladies first.
Oh, ladies first. Ladies first.
Those are some startling statistics.
Yeah.
Where are those from? I know you referenced the CDC, but
one is from the CDC, where the incarceration from, I want to say, is from the Bureau of Crime Statistics.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. That's a lot. I'm sure they're from a lot of different places. And
well, no, all of them are either from the FBI or crime places, reputable places that you can do a quick Google search. And the 1 in 6 is actually from an organization called 1 in 6. where they are for men who are, they support men who have been victims of sexual abuse. So yeah, no problem there.
I've heard several of them before, and I couldn't remember the specific numbers per se, but they are startling. And the incarceration one for sure is one that I was familiar with. But yeah, it's it makes me sad when I hear them, and I'm just really grateful that we're having this discussion and bringing these topics to light, because I don't think that they're brought to light enough.
Exactly. Let's see. Kid Jersey said, "What's going on, fellas? We got to get up soon." And yes.
Whenever you're in the area, Jersey, man, just let us know ahead of time, like maybe a day or two. So. Yeah,
that was kind of like defeated the purpose of whoever you're in the area.
I'm just saying, we may be in the area.
Shantika is on. Hey, Shantika.
What's up, Shantika?
Kim done made it on. Hey,
what's
Kim.
Up, Kim?
Meryl said, appreciate that, brothers. Let me see. Heavy. Meryl said, the obesity number in 2021 might be really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 Chainz has a song called Quarantine Thick. So, I mean, I'm sure that that is, you know, for a lot of folks being at home, you know, snacking or whatnot. Like, yeah.
Jude says hi.
Hey, tell J Man that we, you know, we love him as we say hi. Love J Man.
Oh, he done gave you him a nickname now?
Yeah, he's the J Man.
Oh, so we're there now. Okay, Jude. Okay, Jude. So let's talk about it. The potential threat of yet another form of segregation. The vaccinated versus the non-vaccinated. You see them, they got profile frames and everything.
Yeah. I mean, the anti-vaxxers, as they're called, they've named themselves, have always, but not always, but they've been around for a while. So I don't think it's the threat of another form of segregation. I think it's just differing ideologies or opinions about getting vaccines or not. I mean, there's people that are against the flu shot. There's people that are against really just all kinds of, you know, vaccines and stuff like that. And they've been around for a while. So I don't think this is anything new. And just like before, it's going to be you either get it or you don't, or you either are into it or you're not. So I don't think there's a threat of people being super divided on this. I mean, I don't.
My only concern is people are acting as if it means you won't catch something. They like people are literally walking around talking about, you can take your mask off around me. I'm vaccinated. Ma'am, you can still carry it, sir.
Right.
You can still carry it.
Right. Yeah.
This is to help you develop antibodies in case you get it to tackle you, but it's not like it's preventing it. This is not disease prevention, and they're treating it. So yeah, I have seen a lot of people saying that, like, well, you know, 2 fully vaccinated people can be together and we won't get it. I'm like, that's not really what it's saying there. So I do see how it can, or like, because even with me, like, I go back and forth if I want to take the vaccine or not.
Right. And
it's not like I have a big old political reason why or anything like that. It's just literally, do I want to do it or do I not want to do it? And I've had some people that say, well, I'm vaccinated. Are you vaccinated? Oh, you're not. And then they'll put their mask on. I'm like, you probably contaminated from everybody else too.
Yeah.
What you think, Samantha?
Oh God, that's a big question. I echo what Cordell said. I think that this situation of there being so many people who I don't know the actual number, but there are definitely people for a long time who have been anti-vax and haven't been vaccinated. So this isn't really a new issue. I think and there hasn't been segregation in the past, you know, related to people being like, oh, you didn't get the flu shot, I'm not going to be near you. But I think that because COVID has just been it's been a pandemic, obviously, and become such a political issue that people are more passionate about the topic now. So I think the only way that we will become segregated is if we choose to do that, and if we let our political views get in the way of our human connection and ability to be with one another. That might be an extreme perspective, but that's my perspective. Or if something happens where, for instance, the government says, you know, you can go out without a mask now. I know there was something actually in the news today about the CDC saying that you can, right? I didn't read the whole articles. I just read the headlines. But I know that there was talk about, you know, people like speculating, oh, what are they going to make us do for the ones who have gotten the vaccine? Or are we going to have to like have like a ticket with us when we go out saying, you know, we're vaccinated, so we don't have to wear our mask? How are they actually going to be enforcing this? Like, or how are people going to be able to tell who's been vaccinated or not? I don't know. It's interesting. Very strange times.
Yeah, I saw it too. And the CDC literally today said that if 2 weeks after your second shot, you are able to now not wear your mask in most places, indoors and outdoors. They recommend you wear your mask while you're traveling because like it's a condensed space and you got all these people and you don't know where they've been or whatnot, and especially from different areas. But they say that you can take your mask off in most places comfortably. So that's what I saw today. So yeah, it definitely is interesting.
Well, I like wearing the mask. I hope they don't stop making them. I like wearing the mask for several reasons. And one of the main reasons is I don't have to smell people's breath.
Or their BO.
Or people won't know, like when I'm it's so many different things. Like, cause sometimes, you know, like before your face would tell it all, the mask kind of hides some of it. And then it's fashionable. Like, I'm like a fan of the mask. Getting on elevators, you don't have to smell anything. Going into like public restrooms, where you gotta go in there, you don't smell anything. It's like the masks have a lot more benefits. And like, is it Japan that they wear they were wearing the mask anyway, and in New York they were wearing the mask already too.
Might have been China.
China.
It might have been both.
I don't know which one, but somewhere they were wearing masks anyway. And I know in New York they were wearing masks anyway because of the smog and all of that anyway. So it's like.
The only time I don't like wearing the mask is when I go to the gym. I have a sports mask. It is so hard to breathe in between, like while you're doing exercises. Well, not hard, but it's more laborious than normal. And
it is hard. Let's be real. It's hard.
Or have
it is not natural to work out with a thing covering your mouth. No.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to for sure. I'm pumping iron, and it's like, ooh, this is taking a little more energy than it usually does. Yeah.
Let's see. We got a couple of comments. Meryl said, in general, people seem to have difficulty deconstructing the messaging and information they consume. How can all communities have better conversations about discerning opinions from facts about the safety of the vaccine or just seeking preventive care?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right, Meryl, man.
Ricky said, the real thing that I see is people forgetting that many have lost people during this pandemic. There are a lot of hurtful words going around that land different on people who have felt the sting of COVID.
I will agree. Absolutely.
I've experienced it today. Oh, you're not vaccinated? Yeah. I don't know. Know your eyes will tell it then, Jay. Well, first of all, my eyes are extremely slanted. So when I smile, my eyes go away anyway, so they will never know about my eyes.
This is coming from E too, right there.
Oh, E said you got to walk around with your free Krispy Kreme donut to show your vax.
That's hilarious.
Latasco said the government knows what people want and is using that to sway people into getting the vaccine. Not only will they be able to be unmasked, but I have seen the state of Ohio is giving money to people, and some restaurants are giving meals to vaccinated people. This is a hard time for most individuals, so they are using what they need to get what they want.
Yeah, West Virginia too. They're giving people $100 like savings bonds to get if they get vaccinated. I read that today.
Aaron, is Aaron? Okay, Aaron's somebody's friend.
What's up,
I'm wondering. Hey, Aaron, welcome. He said, I'm wondering what the implications are of having on our immune system from wearing the mask all the time. It doesn't allow our bodies to build antibodies from other illnesses.
No, I did watch several videos about that from doctors on YouTube when the COVID stuff first started to happen. I actually watched some videos talking about that.
Well, I think the new guidance from the CDC does create division, the haves and the have-nots. Ohio is also entering people into their state lottery if they get vaccinated.
Oh, wow, they're not playing.
And why you had to bring up donuts. Well, I think what a lot of people are saying is that what they realize is that COVID-19 is something that is being newly introduced into our ecosystem. So somebody is basically we're going to have it and have some form of it. Anytime something new is introduced, there are going to be casualties and people bodies are going to respond differently. And it's going to be years of testing to determine how this would truly impact, because we're still in the beginning phases of it. And I know people out there saying, well, we had SARS and we had this. Well, this is a different strand. And there are also different strands of COVID that are out there as well. So it's going to continue to morph and continue to develop. And we're going to be introduced to different things. As far as the different antibiotics, the things that are already in our ecosystem, when we take our mask off, those things are already there. There's trillions of bacteria and viruses that we are exposed to every day, but they don't affect us the same way because we've grown antibodies and immunities to them. Well, this is the same thing that's going to happen for COVID, and people are trying to prevent something that is inevitable. It's introduced, so it's going to happen. And the only problem is right now is highlighting pre-existing issues that some people didn't even know that they had. And some people bodies are responding differently. Like some people, when they say the 2 weeks is over, I know some people who had COVID last year and their bodies are still not right this year. So it does affect people differently. Some people are bouncing back, some not bouncing at all. So it is different. And I think we need to be sensitive to understanding that this is something new and nobody has all the answers. And the expectation to have all the answers is unrealistic at this point.
The experts don't even have all the answers. They do this for a living. But I have definitely heard, to your point, bro, I have heard that in some people, when they recover from COVID, they have long-term damage to their lung tissue. So I have heard that too. So yeah, there's things that we'll probably find out years from now because they'll still be working on it and discovering new information.
Well, let's get on to the next one. Should one give a warning when cutting a significant other off, or should one just disappear? I mean, are we ghosted in 2021 like this? Samantha, go on and answer.
I actually didn't even hear the end of what you just said. I was still processing that comment. But maybe it's better I didn't hear it.
No, I say, look at her face.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on the nature of the situation, but I'm always for communication. I think it's usually the kind thing to do, but I think it also, there are times when people don't warrant or deserve a response. But I think those times are usually few and far between. Like someone has to do something pretty bad or make you feel very uncomfortable for you to decide that you are just going to ghost them. I don't think it's
I've ghosted a few folks back in the day. It'd be like that sometimes.
We said we're adults. Communication is key.
Yeah, but this person's saying the question is a significant other. So if it's a significant other, I mean, Ricky, I'm with you if it's just like a random person or something like that, or someone that you don't have a significant relationship with. But this question is a warning about cutting a significant other off. So I would assume that this person is talking about someone that they had like a significant relationship with.
Definitely have a conversation. Ghosting can leave everlasting effects on a person.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole ghosting thing, but I also will say that, like we talked about before, communication is not just verbal. So if there's things happening, especially your significant other, if they're paying attention when certain stuff happens, they can if they're paying attention to you, I think they can see the shift in your body language, the shift in your energy. So I think that, they may, even if they say, when you ghosted me, I don't think that would necessarily be true, because when stuff happens, people, if they're paying attention, they can see. So it's like, you ghosted me. Well, no, you saw, and you saw how I felt about that, and you knew like something was off. So I didn't ghost you. People know when they do stuff. I'll just put it that way. People know whether they acknowledge it or not is one thing, but they know when they do stuff.
Is this the same guy who said you never was turned down by a chick?
Well, I didn't say that.
So you ain't want me. I want you to move on to the next. Is this how this ghosting works?
No, I'm not a fan of ghosting at all. So I will say, not a warning, but I will say a conversation is probably good to have a conversation. But I would say, I don't know about a warning. A warning is just, it sounds too much like an ultimatum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, as a recovering ghoster, because I ghost a lot of people. I don't ghost. I ghost family members, jobs, children, people, communities. I will ghost you. So as one, I do give warnings though. But most of the time, people think my warnings are a joke, like, you funny. And the next thing I know, you'll be like, Jay, where you at? Home? No, I will ghost you in a minute. I don't believe in having a whole bunch of conversation about stuff. Now, I do believe that people need to do a better job of understanding the people that they're connected to and not projecting their feelings onto a person. Mm-hmm. Because just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean I won't. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just because you won't do it, just because you would never ghost me, don't mean I won't ghost you. Yeah. And if I tell you, like, okay, now I don't take too much stuff. Yeah. You start acting funny, and you notice that you're going straight to voicemail, or my number don't work anymore.
But see, I think when you tell people like, hey, such and such affects me a certain way, or I don't play that, and then you remove yourself, or if it's like some kind of abuse, I don't really think that's ghosting. You're removing yourself from a situation, and you're protecting your personal or mental health. Like, I don't know.
So you a Casper on people? You a friendly ghost?
No,
I ain't ghosting all the way. I'm a kind of ghost.
But I mean, if someone's agitating you, and you like, man, I don't like that, this and that, and then you remove yourself from that situation. It's not like I can't say that's a ghost, because they know why you are gone. They were doing. No,
I think ghost is the effect of that it leaves on a person. Like poof, you disappear.
Okay, I don't equate what Cordell's saying to ghosting, because I'm all for removing ourselves from situations if we're being mistreated or abused or something like that. But I equate ghosting with like just having a conversation with someone. Say, I feel like this is a big thing. I know this is a big thing I've heard with online dating, that people will be having like streams of conversation with somebody, and all seems to be going well, and then all of a sudden, poof.
Now, that's why that's what I thought ghosting is like.
Well, it's still the same effect whether you're doing it online. It's the poof. It's like we're like, you just poof, you gone.
Yeah.
And I do that in physical presence. Like, I ain't gonna keep saying, "Oh, I'm leaving." Yeah. If I'm like, okay, this is for the birds.
I thought ghosting was just like everything is copacetic or whatever, and all of a sudden everything, like, there's just nothing after that.
I think that's a form of ghosting too.
Okay.
But I think it's still the whole thing, like, it leaves a person like, you were here and you gone.
Okay. Now I put it like that, so I can agree with that. Yeah, the effect.
Let's see. We got some comments, y'all. Ricky said he done ghosted people he dated for years. See, and that's why he my brother.
Ricky, I'm surprised.
Yo, the beard is.
I'm not.
He's a whole thug in these streets.
I'm not. That's why I love you, Ricky.
I clearly don't know him well enough after the love advocacy training. Ricky, really sweet facade.
Because we nice ghosts. We ain't gonna make a scene. Like, you ain't gotta make a scene. Sometimes having a conversation, people be like, well, why are you leaving? Yeah. See, if you go on and ghost them, we ain't gotta have this conversation. Deuce.
You ain't knocking nothing over, you just out.
Right. My problem with the vaccine is that they don't know the long-term effects of the vaccine. Kind of going into they still getting education. Mike said I'm a coward. He said ghosting is cowardice.
At me. Okay, triumphant.
I'm sorry. I will ghost you in a minute. I will ghost you. I think a person leaves mentally before physically, but there should still be some kind of formal ending of the relationship.
I love that. That's really beautiful.
Ricky said, Michael, some folks just won't listen to you breaking up with them. You just gotta cut them off.
Okay, but that's not like.
Yo, Ricky is crazy, man.
Aaron said, not everyone is mature enough to have a conversation. Ghosting may be warranted if safety is a concern.
That's
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I don't even.
Aaron Adams.
If you protecting your personal safety, like I said, I don't know if that's ghosting.
Or sanity.
Yep, for sure.
Superman.
What's
I didn't
up,
think he would be
Kerwin,
on,
bro?
man.
What's going
Day
on,
22
man?
of him doing the work down there in
City?
Elizabeth City.
Word.
Thank you for what you're doing, brother.
Shout out to the bro, man.
Reese said, you're protecting your peace, but still ghosting. Communicate your boundaries. But if the person can be a lifetime movie, then see?
I'm saying if somebody already know, like, look, now you doing this and I don't like it, they don't leave you a choice. But like Jay said though, we're talking. If it's the effect if it's the effect that's the ghosting, I get that because like you said, the effect is still the same. So I can understand that for sure, and I agree with that.
And I ain't finna argue with nobody either. I don't have it in me. And the older I get, the easier it is for me to just ghost.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I'm a head on out. I'm a straight SpongeBob meme.
Yeah, hey, I got you, bro. I agree with that for sure.
Well, Mike Reese said she agree with you. Sherry said, "Shut up, Sherry." Cut him off to the face. Great.
Mike is a thug too.
Lenora Lassiter said the same thing about the vaccine. They don't know the long-term effects from the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Have you ever ghosted anybody?
No.
Have you ever ghosted anybody, Samantha?
Don't ask me that question.
I want to say, as a fellow ghoster, you give me ghost tendencies.
You look like you got quick feet.
No.
Like, that's that.
Let me just tell you, as a female,
Oh,
there are some creepy ass. Can I swear? Men out there.
No.
I know we're all about brother empowerment on this show. There are some men that you just gotta be like.
Oh yeah, no. We don't disagree with that at all.
Surprisingly, and that's one of the things. Like, yeah, it's a lot of creepy people out there. They're just creepy.
Women too, not just men.
Yeah, and like when you. She was talking about me and Samantha.
What?
He said you a whole poltergeist.
Who was talking about me?
Ricky said you was talking about him and you a whole poltergeist sitting up here.
Well, I didn't say anything. I told you not to. I'm not answering the question. I'm just alluding to
a situation.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I haven't ever ghosted someone that like deserves a response that is like a significant person. We're talking about a significant other, like so a friend or someone that I've worked with or a partner, boyfriend, whatever. No, I've never ghosted someone like that. Not a significant other.
I've ghosted so many people. I'm talking about family members at all.
Yeah.
I have been at family functions and people have never seen me again.
Oh, shoot, bro.
Well, I commend you for that because that's something I need to get better at. I think that sometimes I'm too forgiving.
Yeah.
Oh.
As a fellow heavy forgiver in the past, I definitely feel you on that.
I love how you personified that as a fellow forgiver.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. That was funny.
Yeah.
She said, "Don't ask me."
Yeah, she literally said, "Don't ask me that." Like,
You guys are making me laugh too much. I shouldn't have put makeup on.
Okay, here go one. Why we didn't see Stop All Hate when it was Stop Asian Hate, but with
interesting.
Black Lives Matter, it's All Lives Matter. Okay, I got it.
well, I don't want to say elephant in the room, but the obvious thing is that they're not talking about Black people, so the treatment is a little bit different, and so it's unfortunate that is that way. But that's really the first. As soon as the news broke, the outlook on it was completely different than what happens to atrocities that take place in the Black community. And we didn't see that because the sentiment is different when the people aren't Black, basically.
Before I respond, see, Rashia, that's why I love her. She said, we talking about family. I'm gonna go.
I love all of her comments. They're the best.
Reese said, always forgive, but don't always reconnect.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say this too. What I've noticed, and this goes all the way back to, in my opinion, even with the former administration.
Yeah.
When more people experience oppression, they begin to sympathize with it more. So I'm thinking what has happened is there has been a wave where Blacks have always been oppressed and discriminated against and marginalized and disenfranchised. Then it became the females were experiencing that. Now it's the Asians on top of that. You got to think Middle Easterns have always been under attack. So what is happening is it is becoming also more and more blatant that there seems to be one group that seems to be leading a lot of this. And I'm thinking what is happening also is moving more towards, okay, now this is enough. Even though we have been saying it for years, more people are experiencing it in real time where it's undeniable, where we also are saying things like, okay, this is a lot. So I think it's a little different with the All Lives Matter, only because at the time they were trying to make it seem like it was just one group. Yeah. Where now it's other people are feeling it. So the people who were probably on the All Lives Matter is like, can you stop killing us too? So more groups are feeling that, and you have some people who felt like because of the lighter hue that will replace their ethnicity, and they're saying that your ethnicity still matters.
Did I get something right here?
We can't see it on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but I can see it, so I ain't want to, let my bro.
You put some blush on before the show?
Not this time.
Not
this time.
I mean, I would love to be optimistic and say, or be an optimist, which I'm not really, but I feel like the optimist might say that maybe we learned from saying that all lives matter is not appropriate. And so that's why we're not saying that now. But I don't necessarily think that's the case. I'm just playing devil's advocate, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricky said America still doesn't want to fully face what they did to Black people. I think that I do agree that they don't ever want to face it. They don't even want to have conversations about it. Right. The conversation of racism makes a lot of non-Blacks uncomfortable just saying it, let alone admitting and acknowledging certain things have happened. And we struggle with the fact that multiple things can be true at one time.
Yeah, a lot.
Like the very first thing, every time we have this conversation, like non-Blacks usually say, well, I'm not racist. Right. But it's not about you being racist.
Exactly.
But are you racist? But and it goes into the defense, and it's a distraction from the opportunity. Like I had a conversation with an official just this week, and it was things that he was saying that were very reminiscent of what Black and brown people have experienced before. And so when I brought it to his attention, at first he got defensive, but then he recalibrated and began to say, well, I understand that this impacts you guys because of your body language. And he was going over all of that. And I said, no, the body language is not an indicator of what's going on. What's really going on is we're processing all of our personal experiences. Now we're processing not only all of our personal experiences, we also have to remind ourselves of the goals and the objectives of why we're here, making a connection with one another, and then deciding whether or not you are against us, for us, all in one breath. And a lot of people don't understand that Black people do that every day.
Yep.
And so what you're seeing is exhaustion in trying to find a way to breathe.
Yeah.
We ain't even got to the point where we're mad yet.
Yep.
We're trying to breathe and figure out a way to communicate. And what you're seeing in real time is us processing a million things at one time without losing our cool. Because if we lose our cool, we'll run the risk of damaging everything we worked hard for. Yep. And I don't think people understand that constant weight of being under things. Yeah. But we all have relatable experiences that can help us understand what oppression feels like. Meaning, you know, Samantha, I don't even know what your ethnic. Are you Black? I don't know. I was like, I never know. It's like some people, I don't know what they're. Do you know?
No, but I'm half Middle Eastern, so I relate from that side of things. I mean, it was.
I said you were Cuban or Middle Eastern. That's what I said. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up as a kid, my mom always telling, because, you know, there was a lot of hate towards Arabs for a long time, still is. But I remember growing up and my mom telling me not to tell people that I was Middle Eastern, especially like around 9/11 and that time.
Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm. And that's like the highest level of what we were talking about. There was actually it's a lot of people that are biracial. Mm-hmm. It's a trend on TikTok where they're talking about their racist encounters with people who assume that just they were white, and they would say certain things. They're like, "No, I'm Black," or "No, you know, I'm Middle Eastern. No, you can't say that. It's not appropriate." And so a lot more people are talking about those conversations, and I think we need to have those conversations because conversations like your experiences and conversations like our experiences will only help people to understand, because having to deny part of you or who you are is really the thing that we contend with just being considered human in America.
Yeah. I think going back to the question about the COVID issue and potential segregation between people that didn't have the vaccine or won't get the vaccine and people that are getting vaccinated can be that kind of idea or concept of people getting upset with each other over the matter, and that as a result creating segregation can be applied to this situation here in the sense that I feel like people get so heated and defensive over topics around racism or politics or whatever it may be that it, like you were alluding to, Jay, it just closes the door for people to have conversations where they can actually learn, because people feel like either they're going to be attacked for something that they say that might be wrong, or from the other side, the white person will say talking to a Black person or whatever might get defensive, like you said, Jane, like, well, I'm not racist, and just start making like assumptions about the situation and getting defensive. So I just wish people would be more kind of like put their preconceived notions aside in situations and conversations like this, so we can really have open, honest discussion without fear of being attacked for something that's wrong.
I think to that point, a lot of people don't know how to approach the level of uncomfortableness around it. And I don't think they know how to even articulate, I'm uncomfortable, and here's why. If talking about racism, there's a study that one of the independent schools talked about. In white America, the only time race is introduced is when it's speaking about something negative that happens. So the whole conversation about race in white America doesn't come from a positive place either, because most white people identify with their ethnicity. So when we talk about race, it's very polarizing in a sense of it's only adjacent to something going on with quote unquote Black people, some type of negative thing, and the other group of people. And So there is a lot of things that are happening even in the psyche and the consciousness of racism that people don't really talk about. And there's like a backstory before we can start educating on it. And I don't think we are creating enough safe spaces to have those conversations.
All right. Yeah, for sure. I do.
Ooh.
But we got a lot of comments.
Actually, we don't on that one. I think a lot of people are sitting here thinking,
oh man, I'm surprised.
Well, this is just going to take us on home. Samantha, you know who that is?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Who is it?
Kevin Samuels is a black man who is a lifestyle coach and I guess relationship counselor.
And fashion. He's a consultant.
Well, he's an image consultant.
And relationship, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say counselor because he doesn't have any certified credentials that, so I'll just say that he's a online relationship personality. I'll put it that way. And so he creates very polarizing views of himself because he has very rigid views. And he also has a very upfront and very rigid, non-apologetic delivery about his views. And so that has earned him the ire of quite a few people. I will say men and women, but I will go out on a limb and say mostly women.
Sorry, guys. I just realized my computer's about to die. I had a full battery. 1 sec. I'm going to turn my camera off for 1 minute while I grab my charger, but I'm listening.
It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah. So what I will say is that that's who he is. But as far as his followers, I don't really have anything to say about his followers just because it's just like anybody who is a fan of or follows any other media personality. Is you're either a fan of them or you're not, or you don't like what they have to say or you do, or sometimes they say some stuff to you that you agree with, sometimes they don't. I will say that like Uncle Marks and I were having a conversation about this not this past weekend. Kevin Samuels' big thing is when it comes to women who want high value men, from what he says, he gives women tips on how to go about securing these high value men, and even if they would even qualify and to be looked at by this type of man. And so the biggest thing about him, what he says about a high value man is a high value man is someone who makes 6 figures and has for the past 5 years and is able to be verified as far as either their profession or anything like that on LinkedIn, and that they are in circles of other high value men. So what I will say that's funny about the people that don't like Kevin Samuels, men and women, is that he's only talking about he's talking about a percentage of men. And most men don't even qualify to him as high value men. So it's funny sometimes when I see what people have to say about him, because it's like, man, he's not even talking about most men, and like anybody else, he has his views. And I will say as well that extremism sells in America. It really does. No matter what end of the extreme spectrum you're on, extremism sells in America. And some of the most successful online personalities have mastered that, and they know it. People are gravitated towards the extreme aspects of almost anything.
We are a very extreme society, that is for sure.
Well, I put all relationship people in the same bubble because it's based on experiences. And I feel like it's very touchy. And it's like, even with Love is a Parable, we get several people who ask or want us to give relationship counsel, advice, whatever you want. And we don't do that.
Right.
What we do is work on the individual, and we tell them that you as 2 individuals can come through our program, can take advantage of our program. But we believe if you are a good person and you make sure that you're balanced, your interconnections will also be meaningful.
Absolutely.
But if you are not at a place where you can recognize and fully aware of the love that is you won't be able to identify with love in others, and it'll be nothing but more of broken relationships that you'll establish. That's why I hate when people say my better half.
Right.
And you're wondering why you come up short.
Yep.
And it's these things that we don't think about. But if you go into life with these limiting beliefs, you're going to look for people to validate that limited perspective, and then get mad at someone who is bringing anything to counter that. And so Ricky schooled me on who he was, because I realized I didn't know who he was today, but Ricky schooled me on who he was, and I did see one of the clips. And to me, he's no different than a Wendy Williams, even Ayanla, for that. It's not what he's saying, it's how he's saying it.
Right.
And I think that that's what people get caught up in. Even if it's truthful, it's why did you have to say it that way?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so a lot of people are policing the delivery. And that's what several people, they're policing the delivery versus taking that time to really identify with, let's put all of this in perspective.
Right.
Like, I didn't know what you were talking about. Like, there's a certain demographic that he's targeting and speaking to. And I never knew that. So my whole thing is, I don't go seeking things that I don't want anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want relationship advice, so I'm not going to listen to anybody. Oh, we got some comments on him.
Yeah, that one brought a one out. And I will, and what you were saying, bro, there's some people who look at him and listen to what he's saying, and they don't know that. They don't know that he's not talking about women going out here and getting with working class, everyday men. He's talking about women that are looking for, again, a percentage of men. So he's talking to those women, and I'm not saying what he's saying is right or wrong. I've listened to some of his videos, and sometimes he has things to say that make sense, and other times I think he's just saying things for shock value. But again, I treat him the same as any other online extreme personality. He's there cultivating a market share of viewership and using it to his advantage. And it's up to you to either say, whatever, and go about your business, or to tune in.
Well, Reese said he's another Derrick Jackson. Aaron, I don't know who Aaron is, but I like him. Aaron said, I was told one time that I won the lottery because I was born a white male. I don't identify as white. My nationality is American, but generally my ancestors come from a dozen different places.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Aaron. Aaron, make sure we follow you. You follow us, and we find out where you are, so we can talk to you more. And Rashida say, just don't even look into him. Just look. I'm gonna say it for sure. Don't look into him, girl. Just don't.
I'm actually curious how he goes about qualifying a high valued man other than his salary. Like, I would qualify or call a high value man someone who I wouldn't just qualify them by how much money they make. I think that's ridiculous.
He has 5 criteria, and the salary, the 5 years consecutively, and the LinkedIn are 3 of the 5. The other 2, I can't remember what the other 2 are, but the biggest thing is the hanging the group of other high value men and the salary. But he has 5 criteria.
Well, Meryl said he is a bully, misogynist, and very problematic. Receipt say Samantha probably don't have pants on.
I
do. Yo, Reese,
I love you, Reese, but I do.
Okay, Ricky says Kevin Samuels says some correct things, but in a harsh way. I think his male followers are there because they have been hurt, and it's good to hear someone speaking up for them.
The funny thing is about some of his male followers that he's not even championing for them, a lot of them. So, yeah, it's interesting sometimes.
But I think that just because you may not be in a demographic doesn't mean you don't identify with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because yeah, I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
Chanel said exactly, I don't know to what, though. Rashida said, yeah, I think there's some truth in things he says, and I think he also really expresses how he feels. His delivery is only rough to women he doesn't find attractive.
Well, that's screwed up.
Very well said, Cordell, about Kev. Okay. Conscious speak is important. Words are powerful.
Yeah.
Aaron is family, not Jay. Aaron, we're gonna be fighting about where you at, Aaron. He makes me want to snatch him up.
And that's the thing about personalities too, or anyone who has a platform, is that they're on that platform saying what they think or saying what they want to say, and everyone has that right, or everyone if they make their own, they create their own platform, they create a following. Everyone has that right to say what they want to say or what they think, and that's with anybody, no matter how how much of aversion we have to it. It's up to us as people who may be, hypothetical listeners or people who have tuned in before to make our own decision or how we want to take that information if we want to continue to tune in. So there are people that really just have been talking bad about him and stuff like that. And I don't agree with that because it's like, if people do that with everybody, then that's the thing that makes communications, that breaks down communication. And I don't think that he's not out there like really targeting anybody or saying, bad things about certain people or even really damaging anyone. He's saying how he feels. Some people may take it the wrong way, but you also have the option to turn the channel off or not tune in. And that's with anybody.
Well, I think people, Meryl said each qualification of his for high value man is drenched in internalized white supremacy. In his opinion, not a fan of people punching down. Me
neither, Meryl. I get you there.
I think he does champion regular men because the women who call in are saying they are too good for regular guys. So he breaks those women down.
I've seen him do that, yes.
Well, Aaron, you need to follow us on all social media platforms so we can connect.
Yep.
You see, Rashid said, come on and be a love advocate, air hugs. Ricky said, that's what I see almost every episode, which he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're at that place where, well, for one, the hour went by fast.
Yep.
Didn't it, Samantha? That hour flew by.
Yeah, it did.
But I will say the last thing about the Kevin Samuel thing is stop giving him momentum.
Right.
And start looking and supporting organizations like Just Choose Love.
Yep.
Or Love is a Parable.
Correct.
That need your support. And that is about bringing people together, not breaking people down, and really is putting unity and love in the forefront and actually are having healthy conversations and bringing different perspectives to how we should connect with one another.
Yeah, I'm starved in negativity for real. Like that's really something that I think more people should practice because giving it attention is feeding it.
And to that point, make sure you head over to loveisaparable.com and get your copy of 300 Degrees of Success and Fulfillment. So there's one thing to have success, but what about fulfillment in success? So you definitely want to hear that. For those who don't have time to really watch our show, you can catch us on podcast. Go on over to loveisaparable.com and we're on different platforms there. And then get your copy of the Love is a Parable training manuals. They are available now on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Mm-hmm. But if you take the course, you get one free. And don't forget that there's a superhero in all of you.
Yo, why?
You guys are the cutest. I can't take
it. This guy, man, like.
Okay, Samantha, now is the time. What we're going to do is positive brother shout out. This is when you're going to shout out men that you may know that are doing positive things in your community that may not normally get recognized for it. Who you got?
Wow. Well, I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't know I was giving the positive brother shout out. I thought that you guys were doing it. But the first person, what?
I say everybody does. If you're a guest on the show, we all give a positive brother shout out.
Okay. The first person that comes to mind is actually the CEO of my company, Ballet Energy, James Ewing. He is just a badass leader and totally leads from, in my eyes, a place of love and integrity and truth and care and thoughtfulness and he's just such a genuine person. And I feel very privileged to have the opportunity to work with him and for his company.
James.
Yeah, definitely. Sure.
Okay, bro, it's on you.
Oh, that's it? Okay. Well, definitely first and foremost, shout out Brother Jay, just because, we have been rolling and we have gone through so many transitions. I think I said it last week, I'll say it again. Both got locks now. We done been through all kinds of transitions too, just changing just the way we set up everything, the way we do our program. Got intro video or intro music now, outro music, everything. So let's shout out my brother Jay, just because, man, we've been doing so much and he's helped me stretch myself just in a good way to be just more than I thought I was going to be. So I would definitely shout you out, bro. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
So
even though you disowned me and disrespected me today.
No, you know what? Now we're not going to talk about that.
Sorry, I was blowing kisses to Aaron's comment if that seemed out of context, by the way. Not a weirdo like blowing kisses at you guys.
We was arguing while you were blowing kisses.
Yeah.
But Aaron said he loved us all and can't wait till the next time. Aaron, we love you too, Aaron.
Yeah. So I also want to shout out Kerwin for throwing me another alley-oop. Hey, Jay interrupted me. Leave me alone, Reese. I want to shout out Kerwin for throwing me another alley-oop, man. Kerwin, bro, I definitely appreciate you, man. And any opportunity I can take or I can have to help and shine light on things, I'm gonna take it, bro. So I really want to shout you out. And the only last thing I want to say is, shout to the brothers who are sharpening other brothers, man. Like, if you're doing that, like, you're making the world a better place, and you're a positive brother.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
He say, forget 7 minutes down to 4 minutes. 4 whole minutes, we got it. Definitely, I want to tell you, thank you. I'm really proud of you, man. Seeing you on television meant a lot. Even though I wrote an article that you didn't read, I wanted to highlight the success that you're making. 2 times in the news, you're doing a great thing, and I want you to continue to use your voice. I'm proud that your hair is growing. I remember when you didn't have this at all, and now you got a bang yang. It was flopping when you was doing your interview, and I was proud of you because I was like, my brother got hang time. So I'm definitely proud of you for all of that stuff, man, and thank you for helping with everything. I look forward to also seeing your new articles that you're going to be writing on the blog too.
Yep.
I also want to highlight all of the brothers that have helped me. I have really been going through a rough time for the last 2 or 3 months. And if it literally was not for like Ricky, Ahmed, Merrill, Ishad, Alex, Lonnie, my little brothers, Mel and Mike, my older brothers, Rodney, Daryl, Vincent, the list goes on and on of just like amazing men. Elijah, he encouraging me, we encouraging each other, and we losing parents together.
Shout out to
I love you guys, and I really do appreciate you. Deshaun, I'm so happy to see you back on. I really love you, and I'm glad that you are amongst us. Aaron, I'm looking forward to getting to know you, and I'm glad because, man, Love is a Parable is a big family, and we're going to support, we're going to love you, we're going to give you what you need. I'm just happy that I've also came out of my funk. And I'm so glad that I've had men like you in my corner. Kerwin, of course, as well, who is down there constantly doing work in the streets, but still has opportunity to check in and make sure that we're okay. I realize that everything that I've been looking for throughout childhood is happening now. The love that I was looking for, the relationships that I was looking for, it was like, it truly is, you have to sometimes create the things that you want. And I'm so grateful. Ricky said something that really stayed with me because I was frustrated about us not having the numbers, even though we're in 86 countries and we got a social media reach of over 300,000. The numbers are not there. And just being 100% transparent, sometimes it's frustrating when you have certain successes in one area, but it's not showing over so we can do more things. Like we want to have a facility. We want to do more workshops. We want to get this app out. Like all of those things that are so frustrating that we don't have. And Ricky said, well, I measure success by engagement. And he said, you have so many people that are engaged and so many people that are connected. And I love to see Love is a Parable is a family. Samantha, you know, you're part of this family, and you see we have conversations about so many things, and it doesn't have to end a relationship. We can agree to disagree. We can check on one another, and we made family and community the same thing. And so thank you guys for helping me. Thank you guys. My brothers, I mean, y'all checked on me every single day. And I'm so grateful because I remember a time when nobody cared. And y'all have shown me that that's a lie. And I'm grateful for you guys. Bro, I was joking today and I want to apologize because I was saying a lot of things that may have been triggering for you too. And I definitely want to apologize about that. Even though you made me feel like you didn't care. I'm joking. But even though you didn't, I still want to apologize for saying things that could have been a little bit triggering for you. Because even though it was a joke, it may not have been funny to you. So I'm apologize because I put it out there and I'm apologize in front of everybody too. I love
you too, bro.
All right. So for you guys, if this is your first time watching and you feel that you don't have anybody in this world that care about you or love you, you just met 3 people that do. Make sure you guys tune in next week so we can have. Where you at? Where you went?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about the conversation. Man, my bad. I zoned out, man. My bad. Yo, y'all didn't see that.
Yes, you was gone. Reflective thinking usually happens later.
It was instantaneous. I was like, oh, y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see it.
Samantha, stay on. Everybody else, we will see y'all next week.
Love
y'all.
No matter what they say, we good over this way.